Welcome everyone to a new video series hosted by Discus Holdings under the name Citizenship Chronicles. I'm Kristina Olar, your today's host. The professionals of Discus Holdings have over 25 years of experience in the area of residence and second citizenship planning. Let me introduce Mr. László Kiss, Managing Director of Discus Holdings, and Mr. Daniel Hochbaum, Business Development of the company. Today we will talk about one of the most interesting and unique citizenship possibilities Europe offers, and this is the one offered by Montenegro. László, what is so special about Montenegro?
Hello, greetings to everyone participating and listening and watching us. I'm honored to talk about Montenegro, which is one of the best choices for people searching for citizenship worldwide, and I explain to you why. A little background information about Montenegro. Montenegro lies in Europe, in the West Balkans. It was a member of the old Yugoslavia and became independent in 2006. And since then, it is operating as an independent, totally sovereign country. One of the most important aim of Montenegro is to become an EU member. And Montenegro started to negotiate with the European Union in 2012, and they have already closed 3 negotiating chapters. And according to information coming from the European Union and from Montenegro, Montenegro is expected to be part of the European Union in 2025, which is just 4 years away. And that is the biggest selling point, and that is the biggest important advantage for Montenegro citizenship. Anybody who gets it now would automatically, in 4 years' time, become a full EU citizen. But let's talk about first what are the conditions and what are the advantages of the Montenegro citizenship itself. First of all, that it offers, because it has an agreement with the Schengen zone, it offers visa-free travel to 122 countries, including the Schengen area, Germany, Italy, France, and so on, which means that even with the citizenship itself, without the EU membership, it is a valuable citizenship for travel purposes. The main applicant can include the spouse and can include under 18 children and above 18 dependent children in the same application for a certain additional fee. And the process can be done at the same time. Compared to other jurisdictions, that is also an advantage, that the whole family can be processed at the same time with good results. According to our experiences, the processing time for the applications is between 3 and 4 months. So the Montenegrin government, I think, is doing it quite well. And all in all, 3 or 4 months for a citizenship processing time is a very, very good time frame. The participants quite often are asking whether the grandparents can be included, which unfortunately cannot, but other family members like the children can be included in the same application. Some of the advantages of the EU membership I also have to indicate. One is that as a full EU member, the citizens would have the right to travel, would have the right to work, would have the right to settle down, to start business in any other European Union countries without basically exception. They would be able to use the healthcare system of the EU member country, and also with others. They would be able to use, their children would be able to use the educational system existing in other EU countries on the same rules and conditions like the locals. So they can enroll universities in Germany, they can go to France, and they would have the same treatment financially and otherwise as the children attending the university there. Meaning that would be also good for the future of the family. So that is why we call the whole idea of getting Montenegro citizenship as a way of investing in the future of your family. And then we are still talking about only 4 years. It is not really a long period of time. So I would say that is really a good investment for the people. One of the most important conditions, or two in fact, to get citizenship is one, that you have to invest in a property it's either 250,000 property investment in a government-approved property, and it's important that it is not just any possibility. The government very clearly vets those applications, those developments, authorizes them. There is a 2.5 million bank guarantee which stands behind each project, so the finishing of the projects are much more guaranteed than in several other countries which offer citizenship by investment programs. So 250,000 in the not so developed northern part and central part of Montenegro, or 450,000 euros on the beach side on the much more developed part of Montenegro, and that is the reason why the less developed part would require a small amount of money. In addition to the property investment and the donation rule, there is a government fee which is 15,000 euros for the main applicant and 10,000 euros per person for each additional family member. That is a government payable fee, so we cannot avoid it. It needs to be paid. And there is a 10,000 due diligence fee, which covers the cost of the country government of Montenegro to investigate the background of the person, because one of the most important considerations for Montenegro is not the money, it's not the investment, but the fact that it doesn't want to have bad people into the system to get citizenship and to get later on EU citizenship. So that is why there is a very thorough background check of the person, which is basically done in the home country of the person. And in this respect, the two international companies are employing local investigative people to investigate the background of the person, and therefore it is very much advisable not to hide anything if there's something happened in the past. Montenegro, as a kind of a policy, doesn't want really to include and to offer citizenship for people who have serious criminal background. I would like to state it just to avoid any kind of bad inquiries. No, bad people shouldn't apply in Montenegro. That is definitely the case. So the cost is 10,000 euros for the whole family, which is not really a big amount of money. And there are the professional fees, the legal and processing fees. I also have to tell, and then this is a little bit of a proud moment for me, that only 3 companies are permitted to handle applications and process applications in Montenegro. And one of the 3 companies is a subsidiary of ours, Discus Holdings. So all in all, I think we know what we are talking about, and I think that we can provide a good service, because from the 3, we are happy to process the applications. We are happy to see clients worldwide. Quite often, we get a question of which nationalities are not accepted, which are the countries which are somehow, because of international sanctions, cannot apply, citizens cannot apply for citizenship. I would say that North Korea and Iran usually are the examples that unfortunately they cannot be investigated back at home, and also because of the sanctions, the citizens of those countries cannot apply. All the others depend on the results of the due diligence investigation, as I mentioned before. The procedure time-wise, as I said, it's like 3 or 4 months. Very important consideration that there is a need to travel to Montenegro, a requirement to travel Montenegro only once, which is the end of the procedure. It doesn't mean that the client cannot go to Montenegro to check everything, to check the property, to talk about professionals, about additional investments they would like to make, about the schooling situation if they want to move to Montenegro, and so on and so on. But it is only one required trip, which is at the end of the procedure when the citizenship have been approved, the monetary payments have been settled, all the other obligations have been settled. The clients have to go with all the family members who apply for the citizenship to Montenegro. They have to give the biometrics, the fingerprints, and the iris scan. They have to make the citizenship oath, and then they would get the passport in 7 or 8 days. If they want, they can wait to pick it up as a proud new citizens, or they can ask the agent handling their applications, such as us, to pick up the passports and to send after them to wherever they would like to receive it. So this is the procedure, 3 or 4 months, very well working, very efficient, and all in all, the people who participate, I think, get a very good value out of it. Also, a very usual question, or very regularly coming up question, is the holding period, the minimum holding period for the property, which needs to be bought, because either 250 or 450,000, as I indicated. According to the latest rules, as soon as the property gets the operational occupancy permit, which means that it is able to operate, then this property investment can be sold immediately. How much time it would take is obviously a question. It depends on the property project. I think that the size of the projects, and Daniel would be talking about that later on, I think can be done, those projects, in around 2 years' time. So after the citizenship is granted and the investment is done, after 2 years, then when the investment would materialize, then we expect that would be around 2 years, and then the property would be able, the owner would be able to sell the property or the property share or ownership of whatever project they are investing in. So that's also advantageous. They do not have to wait 5 years as indicated before. As Montenegro also offers very favorable tax system for residents and for citizens, 9% corporate tax, 11% personal income tax, which is very, very favorable compared to high tax countries. And therefore, that is just one additional advantage. When somebody is thinking about getting the citizenship, then maybe a company formation would be also a good idea to explore as a Montenegrin citizen with the Montenegro company operating in international circles. I think that is a good idea because for tax reasons, that is a very efficient structure. We would be also able to help the clients if the need comes up to talk about this and try to explore what they need and whether Montenegro might be a good choice for corporate structuring and corporate transactions and business transactions also. I think that as a summary, this is what I could say about Montenegro. What I can add is Montenegro is simply a beautiful country. It's not because we are selling Montenegro as a jurisdiction, but it is really, if you go there, either the beach side is beautiful. In the south of the country, it has the second longest sandy beach, uninterrupted sandy beach after the French Riviera. It's 12 kilometers long. And there is hardly any development there. The government is now in the process of putting infrastructure there. And therefore, that is also one place, but also the canyons, the waterfalls, the hiking possibilities in the hills, they are simply just beautiful. So whenever you would go there, I hope that you would have the same opinion and you would enjoy even visiting Montenegro, even for tourist purposes.
Thank you, Laszlo. May I have a question?
Of course.
So what do you know about the upcoming closure of the Montenegro Citizenship by Investment Program? We can heard a lot nowadays.
When the citizenship program has been announced, that was in 2018. The decree, the original regulation, opened the possibility for 3 years, 2019, 2020, 2021. And the new government this year had to make a decision whether to continue it for later years or just to accept what was the original rule. The government made a decision, I think, 2 weeks ago that yes, now it satisfied the conditions, everybody is very happy, and the original deadline would remain. So at the end of 2021, so the end of this year, would be the closure of the program for new applications. And that would mean that we expect when people would realize, like in many other aspects in normal life, that yes, time is running out and it is now time to apply, that there would be a serious overload of work at that time in November, in December, to file the new applications, to get the documentation. And that is why, because the government announced that they would close the program at the end of this year, that we would urge everybody to start it not in October, not in November, but a little bit earlier than to that, so that the workload would be a little bit more even. This is what we would suggest. Obviously, if anybody comes at the first day of December, we will not refuse that person, but at the end it would make everybody's life much harder if everything is postponed to the last possible moment. That's my opinion.
Lastly, there's an important topic that just came into my mind, that a lot of our clients are asking for an opportunity to enter to the United States easier, and they usually go for the Caribbean. What is the advantage of Montenegro in this respect?
Okay, I think, yeah, I should have mentioned that. That's a good question. Thank you. The United States has a special visa called the E2 visa, which is based on the foundations that the applicants need to have an active participation in a U.S. business, which is an operating business, not a holding, not a property owning passive type of investment, but an operating type, an active type of investment. The minimum investment in the United States to get this special visa is 200,000 US dollars, and the US has an agreement with many countries all over the world whose citizens are permitted to apply in this visa system. And Montenegro is one of such countries, and that means that somebody who gets the Montenegrin citizenship, even via the investment route, not just as a pure naturalization route, then would be able to apply for a United States E2 visa, which, as long as this investment which they are doing in the United States, this active investment is working, then that visa would be renewed. Which means that yes, the client can go to the United States, can live there. It's not a green card, but still it could be considered as a very long-term US visa. And that person, the applicant, could bring also the family members. So the spouse can also go to the United States, can have work there. Also, the children would be able to participate in the local educational system without, on the same level, on the same cost as the locals, which is a very big advantage, additional advantage for Montenegro citizenship. That is definitely the case in the Caribbean, which offers 5 countries offer citizenship possibilities. Only Grenada, which is the one which could offer, and well, Grenada would never join the European Union. So compared to the two, I would say that Montenegro gives a better choice for the people for their medium term and a longer future.
Okay, so we could hear why this program might be so interesting for many investors around the globe. Daniel, can you tell us some specifics about the real estate investment possibilities related to the Montenegro Citizenship Program?
Of course, and thank you, Christina, for the possibility of being there. As already mentioned, but I really like to emphasize that there are government-approved projects all over Montenegro. These are hotel condos, all of it are hotel condos, being built in the northern part of the country and also in the southern part connected to the Adriatic Sea. And there are plenty of possibilities, actually. There are over 13 approved projects currently, but I would really like to speak only 3 of them. And you may ask, why is that? And it's easy. It's because, as Laszlo already mentioned, we are one of the 3 government licensed agents through our ownership. And worldwide, we see a lot of clients, and we see that, of course, not all investments are the same in terms of potential return, potential profitability. And we are really looking after the best interest of our clients by advising how to maximize their value of their investments if they take part in the Montenegro Citizenship by Investment Program. And of course, it's not the same if you get partial ownership, a share, let's say, or you get full ownership rights with a title deed. So let's head to the first project, which is one of the best options actually in the north, Hotel Montis, which lies in the small ski town of Kolašin in the northern part of the country. It has really spectacular mountains, alpine lakes, and actually one of the 3 virgin forests in Europe lies in this region as well. It's also a rapidly developing region with hundreds of kilometers of ski slopes being built right now. When it will be finished, it will be more than 350 kilometers of ski slopes altogether, but right now it's more than 100 being built already in the region. And when it will be ready, it will be one of the biggest ski paradises in southeastern Europe. But let's talk about the hotel instead. It will be a 5-star hotel made by Splendid, which would ring a bell if you would be Montenegrin, because the Splendid team was the first who made a 5-star hotel in Montenegro many years ago. And they made it in Budva on the seaside. And they really know the knowledge, they have the know-how, and they have the liquidity to build another hotel and to manage it carefully. They know how it goes to manage a hotel in Montenegro, actually. The hotel will have 238 units. It will have sports and recreational facilities. It will have an indoor and outdoor swimming pool, a wellness center, a pub, and also a cinema will be in the hotel itself. Each unit will be around 30 to 50 square meters area with an ownership and a title deed if the investor wants to buy in Montis. There will be a rental pool agreement, and this is what I really have to explain a little bit. In each 1 year, there will be 11 a month what the hotel can use to accept guests in the suite which the investor bought. And in the remaining 1 month, 4 weeks time, the investor will have the possibility to stay in the hotel and ski and do whatever they like to enjoy their time. Actually, with the 4-week usage, there comes another 1 week in Hotel Budva, Hotel Splendid Budva, another 5-star hotel, which I already mentioned. And actually, it's not only available after the hotel is finished, but also right now in 2021 and 2022, there is a possibility for all clients, all investors who buy in this hotel to enjoy the seaside of Montenegro each year free of charge. And let's talk a little bit about the profitability as well. 40% of the rental pool profit per year will go to the investor who invested into this hotel. So it's, I think, a great option to invest in this possibility. And the delivery date will be 2024. If all goes well, in the middle of 2024, the hotel will be finished and it will be complete. Another great choice in the north would be Hotel Breza, which also would be a 5-star hotel, also in Kolashin, in the same region as Hotel Montis. It will be a luxury hotel. It will have a spa, a huge bar, and also a sports center will be included in the hotel. It will have 188 units from 25 to 50 square meters, and it will also give 1-per-1 ownership, full ownership rights to the investor who would like to invest in this hotel. It will also have a rental pool agreement, as Montis had, and the usage there is 1 month, so the investor can use the suite for 1 month, divided into 2 parts. They will have the right to use the suite 2 weeks in the low season and 2 weeks in the high season. The profitability is quite the same. 40% of the rental revenues minus the costs per year will go to the investor, and the delivery date is quite close. It will be around the end of 2022 if all goes well. But let's head to the south a little bit. In the south, in the 450,000 euros category, there's Hotel Amma, a 5-star hotel in Kany, in a beautiful and picturesque coastal village of Montenegro, washed by the Adriatic Sea, which lies actually only 40 kilometers away from the international airport and from the capital city of Podgorica. It's actually a great choice only because of this, but here investors not only have the ability to take part in a rental pool and stay 1 month in the hotel, let's say, but they have the possibility also to stay for a whole year if they would like. If they do not want to take part in the rental program, they don't need to. They have the right to stay there with their families for a whole year in the hotel. If, however, they would like to participate in the rental pool, there is a possibility, of course. The investor can spend 30 days in the hotel in one of the 244 units if they want to take part in the rental pool. And in that case, there will be a potential profitability of 60% of the rental profit after expenses. I have to add at this point that all units of the hotel will have sea view, and on looking the beautiful beach promenade, it will have swimming pools and wellness centers. So it will be a really great hotel when it will be built. The ownership, of course, is the same. The ownership structure is the same. It will give a 1-per-1 ownership with a title deed. So do you have any questions to?
Yes, Daniel, thank you. We could hear from you that there are plenty of possibilities to invest and beautiful places that Montenegro offers and investments. But anyway, there is always a question. If someone would like to choose another property in the same price category as you mentioned, but a nice villa on the shore of Montenegro, can this property qualify for the program, or are there any restrictions?
Well, we got this question a lot from our clients, and I have to add that the short answer is no, they cannot. Only government-approved projects are limited to take part in the program. Other options are not on the table, but there's always a chance for those investors who would like to have let's say, a seaside residence or a second home in Montenegro, that a lot of real estates are really cheap there. So now is the time to buy a little house on the seaside if they really would like, and they get the hang of Montenegro and they would like to move there.
If it's possible, I would like to also add from my personal experiences. I regularly go to Montenegro to see also not just the properties, but also to talk about the processing, to talk to the authorities, talk to our colleagues. And I visited the city of Kolaš, in which the Breza and the Montis project lies. And as Daniel said, it's near to a ski resort, which is now being built. Already there are ski slopes as a kind of an additional information. There are ski slopes which are already working, and the government invested more than 100 million euros in setting up the infrastructure, the roads, electricity, sewage, water, gas, so that the new projects would be easily constructed. There would be no problem. And also there is a very important thing, like the distance of the Amma Hotel from the Podgorica airport. These projects in the north are around 25-30 minutes drive only from the capital, from Podgorica's airport. And therefore, this is the project, ski project or a ski slope project or a region which is, compared to any other countries, the nearest to the capital and the nearest to an international airport, which means that clients who would like to go there should spend only 30 minutes just to go to their hotel, which is at the bottom of the ski slopes, and they would be just nearly immediately would be able to get their skis and go up on with the lift and go down on the slope. So that is this geographical nearness is a very big advantage. Second, what I want to mention is it's always a question for the ski type of resorts that what would happen in the summer, because the summer occupancy obviously also influences the profitability of the investment. And the profitability of the investment compared to, let's say, certain Austrian ski resorts, I think would be better, because Montenegro is now as a place to be discovered, as a kind of a new place to be discovered in the summer for hiking, for people who love hiking, could offer extraordinarily beautiful sceneries. And last time I was in Montenegro, I think that was in October, I was wondering that obviously there was no snow at that time. And the majority of the hotels were already full of hiking people, which gives an indication that yes, for the summer, obviously if it's properly marketed and the interest is coming up, then the summer income of the projects where the client invests, and obviously it's an important question for the investor, would be much better than expected because of the additional hiking interest coming worldwide, but mainly from Europe.
Thank you, Laszlo. Thank you, Daniel. So this is all for today. I hope you have gained useful information regarding Montenegro investment possibilities and citizenship program. And don't forget that the program closes very soon, and it's time to apply to be able to benefit from the citizenship Montenegro may offer. So in the next event, we will talk about residency possibilities of a European country, a popular place to invest, and this is Portugal. We will talk about the Portugal Golden Visa. Stay with us, stay safe, goodbye.